It was a perfect Saturday afternoon. The sun was shining, the smell of hickory smoke filled the air, and my backyard was buzzing with laughter. I had invited friends, family, and even a few neighbors for a good old-fashioned barbecue. Everyone was having a wonderful time except, of course, for Karen. The self-appointed queen of the HOA, Karen lived 2 houses down. And for as long as I'd been in the neighborhood, she had made it her personal mission to enforce rules that didn't even exist. My BBQ was no exception. Just as I was flipping ribs on the grill, she marched into my backyard without so much as a knock, waving her phone like a weapon. "This party is illegal," she screeched. The HOA doesn't allow loud gatherings or cooking that produces excessive smoke. "I'm calling the police." I calmly reminded her that the HOA had no such rule. In fact, the bylaws clearly stated residents could host social events as long as noise didn't exceed city ordinance levels, which we weren't even close to. But Karen, red-faced and dramatic, dialed 911 anyway, insisting that I was breaking community law. When the officers arrived, they were polite but professional. They asked a few questions, checked the noise level, and even complimented the smell of the brisket. It didn't take them long to realize that the party was perfectly lawful. Karen, however, wasn't done. She followed the officers around, shouting over them and pointing at my guests like we were some kind of criminals. The turning point came when she refused to leave my property. I asked her 3 times, in front of the officers, to step out of my yard. She refused, claiming, "I have authority here." The officers exchanged looks, and one of them explained to her that without permission, she was trespassing. Karen laughed, assuming her HOA title gave her immunity. It didn't. Within minutes, the officers placed her under arrest for trespassing and disorderly conduct. My guests erupted into applause as she was escorted, still yelling, down the street. One officer turned back and said, "Enjoy your barbecue, folks. Looks like justice is served." The rest of the evening went off without a hitch. We ate, laughed, and joked about how Karen's HOA badge of honor didn't hold up in the real world. The best part, the officers swung by later off duty to grab a plate of ribs. Karen has been noticeably quiet ever since. My BBQ party became somewhat legendary in the neighborhood. Turns out, nothing brings people together like good food, except maybe watching an entitled neighbor learn the hard way that the law isn't on her side.